Once again, we have to celebrate the grace that's been poured on us by Bhagwan, by giving this opportunity to be able to sing His name with all of you right in the presence of Bhagwan here. As we have been seeing glimpses of Bhagwan, his own life, his experiences, the experiences of the devotees with him, and the teachings. Now, today, we shall once again go backwards in time. Now, in 2 days, we have moved over 10 years. From 1979, we have shifted to 88. And this diary has been kept by Sadhu Rangarajan, his daughter, his son, so they have all written their experiences and preserved them. So much treasure. Now we shall go to Sanadi Street House. We see Bhagwan seated there, and with him Kumari Nivedita and her group. This is a different time, and Bhagwan once again raised similar topics. But first, when he saw Nivedita, her brother, and their mother, all of them were there. This time, Bhagwan once again started to talk to Nivedita. He said, Nivedita, do you know I'm a beggar? This time, by now she has read her father's book, Glimpses of a Great Yogi. So she was ready with the answer. She said, I do not know that. I believe, because you are saying it, I believe that you are what you are saying. But I also know you are a Maha Yogi. Then Bhagwan made fun of her, saying, oh, you are saying that because you have read your father's book? And he mentions Maha Yogi. So you are saying that. Then she said, Swami, I believe what you say, you are a beggar, but I do not know how you are a beggar. Then Bhagwan said, then how do you say I am a Maha Yogi? She said, because you do not react to praise or abuse. You keep your equanimity despite all the abuse heaped upon you, despite the tall praises that come from people. Bhagavad Gita says that such a one is a yogi. Then Bhagwan smiled and said, Nivedita, just see, you see that stone there? The stone also doesn't react. You praise, you abuse, it doesn't react, does it? Can you say the stone is a Maha Yogi? Immediately, Pat came the reply from this little girl. She was only a final year student of the school. She was doing her 12th standard. She said, but then if you take a hammer and give a beating to it, it will go to pieces. Then Bhagwan said, don't you think if somebody should hammer upon my leg would break? My legs also would break if it receives hammering from such instruments. Then once again the schoolgirl was replying, but Swami, you are not the body. Your body may react that way, but your mind will not react, your heart will not react like this. You are beyond this. And then she added, when Dr. C.V. Radhakrishnan had come last time, you spoke to him and you said, wherever people are, in whichever form they think of this beggar, when they call out, this beggar would go to them in the form chosen by them and would rush help. She said, you are Maha Yogi, you are the Sita Prajna of Bhagavad Gita, you are the Lord. When you can appear in any chosen form by the devotee when they call out, you surely cannot be a patthar, you cannot be a stone. You are God. Then once again, Bhagwan exploded into hilarious laughter. And he blessed Nivedita and all the people there very much. Because when she said that, you told Dr. C.V. Radhakrishnan that you would appear in any form chosen by the devotee, dear to the devotee. In whichever form they call out to you, you will appear in that form to them. Bhagwan could not speak any further. To the devotee. In whichever form they call out to you, you will appear in that form to them. Bhagwan could not speak any further. Once again, Bhagwan exploded into hilarious laughter. And he blessed Nivedita and all the people there very much. Because when she said that, you told Dr. C.V. Radhakrishnan that you would appear in any form chosen by the devotee, dear to the devotee. In whichever form they call out to you, you will appear in that form to them. Bhagwan could not speak any further. He just kept quiet because he could not answer her. Instead, he exploded into laughter. So Nivedita knows the difference between a stone and this beggar. And he laughed. Generally speaking, we see that highly sattvic people and stones, highly tamasic people, Both look alike, both act alike. One could easily mistake a sattvic being for a tamasic being and a tamasic being for a sattvic being, because of the appearances, the way they go about life. But the one difference is talking. Don't say it. If you have the right kind of view, then the way you look at it will be different, because a Mahatma will be able to see God in everything. An ignorant man cannot see. Even a good man, a Mahatma. For him, even a deity will be stone. For a Mahatma, even a stone will be a deity. It all depends upon in what state our mind is. Remember what Bhagwan said? The closer you are to God, the higher the interpretation will be. The interpretation that you put upon any happening, any event, will depend upon in what state your mind is. Now, the same stone, which is so tamasic, it's not even aware. If 1 million people should walk over it, the stone would not know that million people are walking. It would not react. It would just lay put. But it has consciousness. Even the stone, that is our Hindu tattva. Everything has come from God. And therefore, the God consciousness is in everything. No thing is an exception to it. Everything is God, the consciousness. But why is that a stone is not even aware, is not conscious of people who are walking over it? Now the consciousness of the stone has gone to sleep. The divine in a stone has gone to sleep because it's not being called. So it behaves like a stone, unaware of the surroundings. Because it's not being called. So it behaves like a stone, unaware of the surroundings. But once, when the same granite is taken, cut into a certain shape of a deity, and put inside the sanctum sanctorum with Veda mantras and all those rituals, the sleeping consciousness in the patthar, in the stone, would wake up. And as you go on praising, as you go on looking upon it as God, then the consciousness would be supreme. And that is how the Shivalingas and other Murthis of many deities, they are able to answer our prayers. When you stand before the sanctum sanctorum of Arunachaleshwara, you do not think it's a granite stone. You think it's Lord Shiva himself. And when you pray, he answers. You go to Tiruchendur, Lord Muruga. How many people come there, stand before, and pray, and their prayers are answered. Go to Tirupati, to mention a few examples. The same stone, which was called a stone, nothing but a stone, the minute it gets into the sanctum sanctorum and installed with Veda mantras, the sleepy consciousness comes to the fore and it begins to answer our prayers. It becomes a deity. And then the topic turned to, we are sitting with all these people and Bhagwan was talking. And a North Indian had come there, was with Bhagwan, and Bhagwan was talking about the beggars. When Bhagwan was saying that these beggars have to be fed, they beg because they have no money, no food. And so these beggars have been permitted by the Vedas, and great masters always come in the form of these beggars. So these beggars have to be fed. This is the spiritual heritage of India. Then this North Indian said, but Swami, our Shastras say that one, you have to give dana. When you give alms to a person, you must give it only to a deserved person. The person must be deserving it. You must give alms only to people who deserve it. This is what our Shastras say. Then Bhagwan said, when a beggar is right at your door, begging you for food because he's hungry, you are going to test him, you are going to put him to test to see if he is qualified or not. The very fact that he is at the door asking for food, saying he is hungry, is enough. He deserves what you give him. What an expansive heart he has. What a large heart. It reminds me of a particular incident in the life of Sharadama when she was staying in Kolpara. It's a village. And one devotee was there, who was serving as doctor there, doctor devotee. He was a sannyasi. And from the dispensary, they were giving medicines to the village people. And then he would come and complain to Sharadama sometimes, Ma, even the rich people are coming and begging for medicine. They want to get it free. They're cheating us. Then Sharadama flared up. She said, no, don't say that. What if they are rich? The minute they come to you and beg you, you have to give them. They are poor. However rich they are, the minute they come and beg you, they are poor. And you have to give them. They are begging, so you have to give them. Whoever begs is poor. Just see how they all think alike. In our ashram, whoever comes will be fed. Because hunger is the only qualification. Now we see this Bhagwan, how he played a certain leela in the life of a devotee and what happened as a result. We have listened to the declarations of Bhagwan. Now we shall go on to his grace, how it works practically in different situations. Appan Iyengar, a great devotee very devoted to Bhagwan, very devoted to Sri Jnanananda Giri Swami also. Bhagwan met him in Tapovanam. After that, he became a devotee of our Bhagwan also, and after the passing away, after the Mahasamadhi of Sri Jnanananda Giri Swami, he started to come to Tiruvannamalai. Of course, Bhagwan asked him to chant the name Jnanananda. He was chanting only his Guru's name and was being guided by Bhagwan. Bhagwan asked him at a certain point to go and settle down in his native village near Srivilliputtur. Without any resistance, he went and stayed there with his wife. And Appan Iyengar says, when he started to live in that village, there were only 100 families only. And there was one agraharam. And there was only one family in the agraharam. And there were two elderly people over 80 years. And this 80-year-old man would take rice from his home, go to the temple, cook there, and would offer it as Nivedita, as offering to that Perumal there, Mahavishnu there. The temple was given 8-acre land. The temple already possessed 8-acre land, but then they were all taken by people, the local people. They had divided it into many parts and taken up for their own use. And what was more, what they had taken, they had further divided among their children, as though it was private property. And there was no money even to put oil and light a lamp. Then what to say of any offering, any cooked food to be offered to the deity in the temple? And after some time, the old man, the pujari, also passed away. Then it fell upon Appan Iyengar. And of course, he also followed the same practice. He would take the rice to the temple, cook them, and offer it to the Perumal there, the deity there. He was finding it very difficult. And those people who have taken up the land that belonged to the temple, even those lands are meant for cultivating paddy, but they never reported, they never gave any paddy. And that is why the temple had no facility for cooking and offering. And they would not treat these people also with respect. So at one point, he was unable to manage anymore, so he and his wife rushed to Bhagwan at Tiruvannamalai. It was 1993, when he was sitting before Bhagwan, hardly 5 minutes since he entered. Bhagwan, who would keep Appan Iyengar for quite some time with him every time he had visited, this time said, "Appan, you have to leave immediately. This beggar leaves you immediately. You go to the temple." And so sent him out. Appan Iyengar felt a little hurt because it was so soon, it never happened like this before. Especially he was in a great difficulty. He had come all the way to complain about the temple. He had come to seek help from Bhagwan, and he hardly began to say anything, and here Bhagwan was dismissing him, asking him to go to the temple. Anyway, he went to the temple, but as he neared the entrance of the temple, he saw the police crowd there. There were so many policemen standing there. Then he knew some VIP was visiting the temple. And then he saw President R. Venkataraman's wife, Janaki Amma, entering the temple with her relatives. So when they promptly followed them, by Bhagwan's grace, those police people did not question them, instead thought that they were relatives of Janaki Amma, so they were also let in. See how Bhagwan's grace works. Nobody questioned them, and they also joined these people. And then they went to the shrine of Lord Muruga. And Mrs. Venkataraman was standing there, one side, and Appan Iyengar was standing the opposite, looking at. So she must have watched him. She must have looked at him. After they visited the shrine, Janaki Amma with her relatives went towards the underground cave where Raman Maharishi did. That he was in deep, deep meditation for a long time. So much so, those insects had bitten him. They had dug a very deep into the flesh of Raman Maharishi. But he was totally unaware of it because he was completely lost in his meditation. He did not even know, he was not even aware what was happening to his body. So people usually visit there, and when Janaki Amma went inside, he promptly followed, Appan Iyengar followed, and again there, they were standing on opposite to each other, and Janaki Amma saw him. So after they came out, Appan Iyengar approached her and said, "Namaste." So she looked at him and she said, "Who are you? I saw you in the other shrine also. Who are you?" Immediately Appan Iyengar said, "We are Yogi Ramsuratkumar devotees." Then she exclaimed, "Oh, Yogi Ramsuratkumar. The whole of yesterday I was with him. He is a great master. He blessed me so much. Yesterday I was with him. It is by his grace today I am able to visit Arunachaleshwara Temple and with such darshan. It's his grace." Then Appan Iyengar knew instantly why Swami chased him out. Immediately dismissed him, asked him to go to the temple. Then Appan Iyengar said, "I have an application to make." He said, "I live in such and such village, and the village temple doesn't have money, no deposit at all, even to light a lamp, because it has to buy oil. There is no money. Even the food that I have to offer to the deity there is from my own home. So I sent an application, I sent a requisition to the President R. Venkataraman some time back, but there has been no response at all from there. This is a very urgent matter. Our Hindu temples are suffering for lack of money, for lack of endowment. No lamp, no food, no offering in the temple." Then she asked him, "Did you send your application, requisition, to the home address or the office address?" Then he said, I sent it officially, so to the office address." "Oh, that is why you did not get a response. Now once again you write a requisition letter, and this time you send it to home address." And so she called her secretary and asked him to give the home address. So this time, after this meeting, immediately he sent an application, a requisition letter to the house address, and he says within a week's time, he got a reply. And what reply it was? When he appealed to her, saying that I sent already a requisition, there was no response. When she said, you send it to home address, and she added, the present Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Jayalalitha, is doing a lot for the temples. She is doing a lot of virtuous service. She is helping all dharmic activities. So we shall see what we can do. And now the government, the Tamil Nadu government, sent a circular that the administrator of each village temple must pay 6,250 rupees, and the government would give 1,750 rupees, so that the total would be 25,000. So there would be a deposit of 25,000 for each village temple. The interest of this money can be taken for cleaning the temple, lighting a lamp, and making an offering. So Appan Iyengar says, here I went all the way to complain to Yogi Ramsuratkumar, and even before I started to speak, all he did was push me out. Go away, go to the temple immediately. And I was even hurt by that. But when I reached the temple, I knew why he sent me, and that in a hurry. He made me meet. The previous day, he was with Mrs. Janaki Venkatraman, prepared her well, and the next day he sent me there. And because of one application for one temple, we got a reply within a week, and the Tamil Nadu government, the government of Tamil Nadu, announced this concession, a free deposit of 1,700 and 750 rupees, all total 25,000 for each village temple. He did not have to do anything, just sent him, created a situation. And through the situation, he helped Appan Iyengar and all the village temples in Tamil Nadu. So you see how the grace works. They don't have to physically do anything. They just have to will it to happen, and then the grace adjusts itself suitably in any situation to get the work done. Now this Bhagwan is here before us, with his hand raised in benediction, and there's a constant flow of grace. Let us put forth today's prayers. You knew how Appan Iyengar was suffering, and then a series of things happen one after the other, all impossible things. So you know how to do it, when to do it, and what to do. We appeal to you, Bhagwan. We beg you for your immediate divine intervention to free the entire world from the cruel grip of this virulent virus. Uproot panic from the hearts of people, arrest the spread of the disease. And Bhagwan, please enter some vaccine so that the vaccine will become potent, be able to kill this virus once for all. and give a boost to the falling economy. And Bhagwan, all those great soldiers right in the field, fighting the disease, at the very risk of their life, for the sake of other lives. Please give them help, guidance and protection. And above all, we seek a huge grace from you for our constant remembrance of your name, constant chanting of your name, constant remembrance of your leelas, and the awareness that we are nothing but instruments in your hands. Jai Yogi Ramsuratkumar.